Hey guys, DMJ here. Welcome back to the campaign. So you might have noticed that I pulled a video down that I posted yesterday. Full disclosure here. I made another couple little mistakes, which is aggravating because I went over what I was supposed to do several times, like all week long. And not anything game breaking, not anything story changing, not anything cheating, nothing like that. The story stays the same, the game stays the same, the mechanics stay the same. But just out of respect for the game and the person who actually created the book, I just want to, I made a couple little adjustments in the video. And so that's really all it is. Not a major big deal or anything. I just wanted to fix it for people who come to the video in the future. So we want to make sure to get them on the right track. So yeah, let's get started.
So the Motley Crew is all back together. Everybody's feeling a little confident. You know, we're dragging the Grimoire Necros with us. It's making everybody feel a little bit uneasy, maybe. Maybe there's like whispers or slight movement of the bag where Lunarius is carrying it. Everybody's having perhaps some strange thoughts. I mean, just because Gunther's dead doesn't mean that the power of the book is dead. The book just needs somebody to read from it or, you know, use its powers. And so the possibility of the Dread King returning is not out of question. We just need to make sure that this book ends up at the right place. And so we have to head back to Helegrad, which is 6 weeks away again. Here we are with the Traveling Hazards book. All right, so let's do this right this time. We got to roll a d6. If we get a 6, we actually have an uneventful week, which would be nice. We could use a little bit of rest. Let's see if anything goes on this week. If I get a 6, I have an uneventful week. 4, what do we get here? We get a 3, an encounter. Okay, white's always high. 35. The warriors meet a stranger who asks where they are heading. He's dressed in some pretty awesome gear. Looks like he has some antlers on his helmet. And after we tell him, he says that he too is headed to Helegrad and he knows a shortcut. He will pay each of us 40 gold if we let him join us. After all, he explains, there's safety in numbers. Get a 5. The stranger's shortcut turns out to be no quicker. Upon reaching civilization, he does pay us the 40 gold though. And so as we pass down the road through these ruins, he sort of jumps in the middle of us here for a little bit of protection. And we're just going to follow which way the skeleton is pointing. Week number 5. All right, let's see if we have an uneventful week. We do. We have an uneventful week. Beautiful. So we travel another week with our companion, and it seems like he knows the way to go that's not getting us into any trouble. Week 4. Let's see if we get an uneventful week. We do! We have another uneventful week. We're starting to like the stranger. He seems to really know where he's going. Week 3. Do we got anything going on this week? Yep. It's another on the encounter table. White's high. 24. Waylaid. So as we travel across the countryside, we start to come across these flowers, which Lunarius identifies as hemlock. And it's like a poisonous plant flower. It has small white flowers with like a purple spotted stem. And there seems to be like fields of them all around. And there's a village that's actually called Hemlock, which kind of sits in the middle of all these fields. Well, this village has been hit by a storm. The villagers are trying to rebuild the homes and would greatly appreciate our help. We simply cannot refuse their pleas. We stay and help them out, and that's going to add one more week to our journey. So we are at 3, so we're going to go back to 4. Spent a week helping these villagers out. We got them mostly back on their feet. Let's see if anything happens this week. I'm looking for a 6. Nope. Structure or object. White dice is high. 52. So we've reached a toll station. The warriors attempt to cross into a new area but are stopped by the local militia, who insist that each warrior pays 5 gold for each item of equipment and treasure that they are carrying. The warrior must sell equipment and treasure if necessary. If they cannot pay, guards can take as much as they want before letting them pass. Thunderian looks back at the traveler who's coming with us and just sort of growls at him because none of this stuff we didn't encounter on our last trip to Helegrad. And now with him leading the way, we're at a toll booth. Thunderius paid 10. Rapture paid 20. Lunarius paid 15. And Runehouse paid 15. Week 3 again, because we had an extra week added on. 5 is event. White's high, 36. So I had to roll the dice early because there was 2 options for me to set up. A foul odor. As we trudge through the brush and continue along the path, we begin to smell a foul odor. Javen makes a joke at Thunderius directly. He doesn't find it too funny. And suddenly we come upon this. Just this littered battlefield of orcs, dead bodies. The stench of decay is overwhelming. What we get to do is search the bodies, and Jabin's gonna run out there and start searching the bodies. Everybody's kind of just looking around, seeing if we can find any loot, and everybody finds 1d6 times 20 gold. Thunderius, 4 times 20 is 80. Lunarius, 6 times 20, 120 gold for him. He's starting to make some money. He's got some loot. Rapture finds 20. Javen, he only finds 20 as well. Week 2. 2 weeks left. All right, let's see if we have anything go on this week. Yep. Now we'll roll for it. Get the 2. Act of nature, page 6. This is high, 45. Drought. The days become hotter and hotter and no rain falls from the sky. Water holes are empty upon arrival and streams have dried up in the surrounding area. Each warrior must roll d6. The Thunderian gets a 5. Your warrior is occasionally overwhelmed. Although they are parched and their skin blistered, they press on. Lunarius gets a 4. Maybe we're starting to toughen up. He's overwhelmed as well, and his skin's blistered and parched, but he presses on. He knows that the book must be returned. Rapture, same thing. He presses on. Javen gets a 5. That's the same result as well. And we are toughening up. We're getting back to Helegrad. Last week. Does something happen this week? On a 6, it doesn't. Something happens. 6. Place. White's high, 56. As the clouds grow dark and a savage rain begins to fall down, the warriors find a narrow entrance in the cliff face which opens into a large cavern. As their eyes adjust to the darkness, a horror grips them. Sleeping soundly in the middle of the cavern is a huge dragon surrounded by treasure. Good thing he's sleeping. Zodiac sort of whispers to the group, "I don't think we should be here. Come on, let's leave." We can either exit safely through the narrow opening immediately, or can tempt fate and steal a treasure from the sleeping dragon, hoping it doesn't wake up. Story-wise, here's what we're gonna do. Zodiac's definitely out of here. I think Rapture's out of here. Lunarius has a job to do. I think these two just look at each other And Javen sees all this gold, and it just something inside of him. He can't resist. He has to get down there and get something. And Thundarius is just not the brightest. This could be dangerous. Could be very stupid. Oh, man. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Javen, on a 1, 2, 3, or 4, the gold is almost too much for him. On a 1, 2, 3, or 4, he's going down. He's going down. Thundarian, on a 1, 2, or 3, is going down. He's going down. These idiots have made their way down in here. Now, there's some really good treasure to be had. I mean, you can get some regular treasure, or you can get some objective room treasure. I'm kind of scared because if this thing wakes up, some bad stuff can happen. You're going to add these dice together. Javen's going to go first. He gets a 9. Clutching a piece of treasure tightly, your warrior makes it to safety, and the dragon lets out an ear-piercing roar from within the cave. The item of treasure is yours, so he successfully gets out. Roll another d6. If it's 1, 2, 3, or 4, it's regular. If it's 5 or 6, it's objective room. Let's check it out. Come on, 5 or 6. Oh, it's a regular piece of treasure, but that's okay. And now, Thundarian could be facing his last act of buffoonery. Here we go. Don't roll 2 1s. Oh, shit. 3. On the verge of escaping, your warrior trips at the cavern opening, waking the dragon in the process. Scrambling to his feet, Thundarian abandons all thoughts of treasure and leaps from the cavern with the enraged beast's fiery breath close behind. Your warrior barely survives, empty-handed and badly burnt, must deduct 1 permanent hit point. That was a 2 and a 1. One more, he would have been dead. The dragon would have straight up killed him. Wow, I can feel that, like my heart's pounding. I can't believe it was that close. He barely made it out. So like the group is standing outside the cave and all of a sudden flame just shoots out of the entrance of the cave, and through the flame you can see Thundarian like jump and he tumbles down the side of the rocky wall and hits the ground smoldering. -1 permanent hit point, but we've got to see what Javen got out of this. Oh, Thundarian is such a jackass. All right, what'd you get, Javen? Potion of healing. I'll take that. Okay, so we make it back to Helegrad. Zodiac gives us 40 gold each, and we say our goodbyes to him, and he thanks us for letting us travel with him. And then we also get to get the stuff from last adventure. 150. We didn't get it till we got 2 towns, so that's 150 gold each, and 1 treasure card. I had wrote this down last time. Because all that blood had been drained from Rapture's arm, and him being imprisoned and stuff like that, he has lost 1 permanent hit point. He does eventually find out while he's in town here that the flames of Kozla can restore permanently lost hit points. So if he can find that shrine, then he can get his hit point back. And the same goes with Thundarian. If these guys happen to come across this room in one of these dungeons, they can get a hit point back. So if you see me do that and you don't see me mention it, make sure you guys comment below that, hey, he gets his hit points back. So Thundarian's at 340 gold. Rapture's at 280. Lunarius is at 1125. And Javen is at 590. Let's check the treasure cards. All right, Meathead, what did you get? Blessed Gem. Once per turn, the Blessed Gem can be used to dispel a necromantic spell. When the spell is cast, roll 1d6, 4, 5, or 6, has no effect, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't really care about that crap. I bet he will end up selling this for 350 gold. But once per turn, wow, that's pretty good. Oh, and it's wizard only. Maybe he'll try to trade with Lunarius. Lunarius? Another damn healing potion. I just had to look over and like make sure. I thought that there was only one of these per deck, but I just looked over and the dwarf's got one too. So yeah, and I think I've had these before and I shuffled that deck really well. But fine, I'll take it. Rapture. Talon of Death. Once your warrior has finished moving, he may use the Talon of Death to cause 1d6 wounds against every monster adjacent to him, with no modifiers of toughness and armor. Dang! Once per adventure. Roll for each monster separately. That is great. He will definitely hang on to this. And finally, Javen, what do you got? Axe of Khemiri. Okay, first off, really cool. It's an axe. When using this axe, the wielder may roll an extra dice for damage and discard the lower score. They then add their strength to the score as normal. In addition, when used against undead, the wielder gets +1 to hit. The abilities of this axe cannot be added to in any way, such as runes, etc. Oh, so you can't put one of those rune things into this. But it's basically like the axe he started with, I guess, but it's a little bit better versus undead, which is cool. So that's going to be it. Next video, we'll be dealing with the settlement. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That was close. I thought the video was going to end with Thunderian dying. Jackass. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.